They say that women cannot grow a beard, but there's a woman in history that actually did had one. Today, in this video, we will take a look the story of Annie Jones and what her story was. Annie Jones was born on July 14th, 1865 in Marion, Virginia, reportedly exiting her mother's womb with her chin already covered in hair. Her parents' initial shock at having an infant daughter with facial hair of a full-grown man quickly faded after they realized that they had been presented with a unique money-making opportunity. Jones was not even a year old when her parents first pushed her into P.T. Barnum's expedition in New York City. The tiny little girl was billed as the infant Esau, a reference to the famously hairy brother of Jacob in the Old Testament. Furthermore, Jones was described as the most marvelous specimen of hairy development known as the Days of Esau, and thus began her career in show business before she could even walk. She was a popular attraction that Barnum offered her a 3-year contract of a rate of $150, but Joan would serve as a sideshow attraction for far longer than the term of that initial contract. As time went on, the infant Esau grew into the Esau lady, and eventually the bearded lady. Along the way, Jones appealed to audiences by playing up her womanly aspects. In contrast to her facial hair, dressing in fashionable feminine clothes, learning how to play the mandolin, the contrast worked on, and Annie Jones proved to be one of Barnum's most memorable acts. It was still unknown what exactly caused Annie Jones' condition, all through its very likely autism. It's a condition that causes coarse hairs in females like a male-like discrimination. It is estimated to affect around 5 to 10% of women. Indeed, all through, Jones may have been the most famous bearded lady of the era, but thanks to her being part of Barnum's extremely famous show, she was certainly not the only one. Julia Pastrana, born in 1834, was a Mexican woman whose body was nearly entirely covered in thick hair, was toured as the Ape Woman. Pastrana was another minor celebrity of the Victorian age who toured Europe not only throughout her life, but as mummified specimen after her death in 1860 as well. Like Pastrana, Annie Jones lived a short life, and one that gave her a flourish outside of the sideshow tent. Jones did marry a man named Richard Elliot. Yes. it in 1880, but because she was only 15 at the time, and he was a full-grown man concealed to her age, her parents disapproved of the marriage. Nevertheless, the marriage lasted 15 years until two divorced after in 1895. Not long after, Jones married another man named William Donovan. The two decided to travel as due for a while. They toured Europe together before he unexpectedly passed away just 4 years later. Now, rather than continue on her own, Jones opted to return the only home she had really known, to rejoin Bonham's greatest show on Earth. Also, Jones and her fame forces billed as a Bonham freak. It was this point that in her career that she campaigned against the word of described the sideshow performers. However, she passed away of tuberculosis on October 22nd, 1902, at the age of 37, and on a visit to her mother, having no, quote, on no life other than that freak, end quote. So this is the story of Annie Jones. I hope you enjoyed it. P.T. Barnum has strange, women in the past that I just discovered and take a look at, from the History Channel and others. They even got, a woman, her name is Fannie Mills, and she had big feet, and other people, there was even, like, a dog-faced man, a dog-faced guy, they had a guy that was born with 3 legs. There was even a woman that she has, 4 legs, so, and some other people throughout history. Very, very interesting. So, this is what the video is about. So, I'll see you at the next video. Take care.